Today I was thinking about redo services and what that means for the client in my chair, and always wanting to provide something to where the client feels like they feel comfortable to come back to me if something's just not right. We are human beings as stylists behind the chair. Obviously, I don't ever want that to happen. I want everyone to be happy, but of course we have our own style of doing things. Sometimes we may have an off day to where everything is just not 100%. And I always want the client to feel okay to talk to me about anything and not like I'm just going to blow them off. Because you've heard of situations like that, whether it be like a client telling you or telling a stylist, hey, I have something going on with my hair, something's not right, and then, stylist kind of blowing them off. I've heard of situations like that, obviously, but as a stylist, I want the client to feel open and comfortable with saying something's not right, whether it be in that moment of the service or when they get home and they notice that, maybe the toner didn't look like they wanted. They saw something in the salon that they liked, but something changed. Whatever, or your bangs are not short enough, or you want more texture in the cut, what have you. Of course, I always try to be thorough. I want to try to avoid that as much as possible by doing a thorough consultation, whether it be certain portions of a picture that a client may like. I like the bang to look like this on this picture. I like the length to look like this on another picture. I like this type of layering. And then obviously, I want to point them toward the right direction when it comes to the color or the cut, or a certain picture could be to where it shows the depth that they want in a color, but I like this beige tone in this color. So things like that. I try to be as thorough as possible to avoid the redo situation. But again, as people being behind the chair, we have our days to where things might not be 100%, and I want to let the customer know it's okay. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. And when you let them feel like it's not that big of a deal, I feel like it isn't that big of a deal. They feel more comfortable. I do try to say I give my clients 7 days to play with their hair and see what they like, and I feel like that's fair on both ends. 7 days is good. But I do appreciate when the client comes back, because majority of the time you don't want to lose a client off of something that could be fixed easily. You don't want that type of situation. So in order to avoid that, I try my best to make the client feel comfortable to talk to me, to come back to me, to have them feel like they're not going to be blown off. Of course, you have extraordinary situations to where the client they may be going through something and they might never feel happy, or other situations to where it's just not a good fit. Sometimes you may not be a good fit for a certain client and you might have to refer them to someone else, and that's okay too. It's just being open to communication and understanding that it's two human beings trying to get to a creative end goal and meeting on the same page. And sometimes we don't meet on the same page, and that's okay. Things can be fixed. Obviously, if it's something with damaging hair, that's a totally different story. That's not what I'm talking about. But when it's things that can be fixed, letting the client know, don't worry about it, you're not hurting my feelings. It would hurt my feelings more if I never hear from you and then I don't know what happened. But yeah, and I've always had clients, I let them know it's okay, let me know within 7 days, play with it. And it's such a great rapport. Obviously, they're not being rude about the situation. We're talking, we're communicating, and they're letting me know they're being open about what's going on with their hair, and that's okay. That's okay to fix things when we need to fix things, and get you to your end goal. And every stylist should be okay with that, and hopefully every client is made to feel comfortable to be okay with that. that was my rant about redos. Again, it's okay. I hope you guys are having a good day. Take care.